Yes, so,
Hello,
so
everybody. Welcome to another episode of the podcast, Tell Me Your Story. This is your host, Chris Baker, and today I have the honor and the privilege of having Lindsay. How do you say your last name?
Moten, Leslie
Mol-
Moten.
Moulton. Anyway, I just want to say thank you. It is an honor, and I just love having you on, love hearing stories. So
Okay.
give it up for Lindsay. I don't have a crowd, but welcome.
Thank you.
So, Lindsay, let's jump right into this. Let's talk where it all started at. Where does life begin for Lindsay?
Well, first, Chris, I have to correct you on my first name.
Oh,
It's okay. It's Leslie.
Leslie. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's okay.
Oh, I'm professional. Leslie.
My career in real estate actually started probably 30 plus years ago. I started out wanting to be a realtor. Um, my very first house that I bought at 24, I loved my realtor. She was beautiful. She was smart. I bought a house I didn't even want. I wanted a colonial upstairs, bedrooms and two baths, and I ended up getting a bungalow with one bathroom just because I just trusted her. And I said, you know what? The way she made me feel, I want to make other people feel that way. So I went to school and got my license and didn't do good. I was horrible at selling real estate. I was
Really?
it was yes, I was not good at it all. I didn't understand that real estate isn't about selling a house, but it's more about building relationships and people trust you and your knowledge and your guidance. And so I left real estate and went into mortgage and um, prospered there. I was a loan closer. I closed loans, sending the money to the closing so
Mhm.
people buy their homes. I did that for probably 25 years. Um, and then probably 20 years. And then the market crashed. I don't know if you remember in 2008 when everything got
Yeah.
really bad. And so I was in and out of jobs. And so I left real estate altogether, mortgage and real estate, and did something completely different, but I missed it and went to title so I can get back at my feet back wet into real estate and realize I'm closing deals for these real estate agents that are, doing pretty good. Maybe I should go back into it. And I always talked about real estate and, it's like my first love. So I went back, got my license again. And this time around, I took a different take on what real estate meant to me. And again, it's not just selling a house and how much money I can make, but really building relationships, making sure that people understand real estate because it is a big purchase. I really focus on first time home buyers because it's scary. You're spending a lot of money and holding their hand the whole way through. And that's what I do.
Nice. And I'm just thinking about it like being in that situation where it's kind of like everything's going smoothly for you. Say you get like a first time buyer and everything's going smoothly for them. Everything's approved. They're just waiting for that loan to say, "Hey, you're good, you're good to go."
Hmm.
What do you do in that situation where you know this person's ready to close on it and then something doesn't fall through? What happened in that situation? I should say.
Um, so those situations do happen. I always let every single one of my clients know, what's for you is for you. So if this didn't go, I try to keep them encouraged and whatever is needed to make the ball continue to roll. I help them in whatever capacity that I can. I will drive from here to Timbuktu to get what you need, and I'll hold your hand. I'll make the phone calls. Whatever you need me to do, I'm going to do it. I work very closely with the loan officers. So when my client is overwhelmed, pass the buck to me. I got you. And that's pretty much how I do it. And if it doesn't close, I haven't had one that hasn't closed. When we come across those obstacles where additional information is needed to get it to close, I usually just jump right in and get it. So hopefully that scenario won't ever end in a bad situation where my house. But yeah, fingers crossed.
So were you like how you said you got to? She was she pulled you in that first realtor. And she was like she said, it was something about it, like something. But realtors are always very well dressed. They always look pretty nice. They're attractive,
Mhm.
and they kind of reel you in on that. And that's what kind of got your attention, right? You're like, okay, I like this. She's got nice clothes.
Mhm.
It kind of seems like she's got that flow where she knows what she's doing. But once you got out into the game, what was it like for you getting that first taste?
It was actually very scary because you want people to like you, and so you try to be your genuine self. But at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of questions that your buyers have that you don't always have the answer to.
Yeah.
So I kind of the very first time my buyer had a lot of questions that I didn't have answers to, I just let them know, I don't have the answer right now, but I'm going to get it for you. And 100% of the time, I will research to get the answers for my buyers that they need. And I mean, you just have to do it scared. That's kind of how I approach everything in life. If you're scared, just do it scared.
I think that's you hit a really good point there. It's like for anybody that's actually watching and listening right now, that first time when you're trying something new, you're gonna be stepping into those unfamiliar waters, is
Hmm.
what most people would say. And yeah, it's gonna be scary, but you gotta get out there and, take the leap, jump, go for the swim,
Yep,
because that's the only way you're gonna learn in life, and that's the only way you're gonna advance.
exactly,
To know if it's for you or if it's not for you. And
exactly.
did you feel like at first when you first got out there and had a couple I don't know, I mean, how was it when you first got out there? Where was it tough, you came across people where you're like, "Ugh."
I haven't had any bad buyers. I wouldn't call them bad. I've had some that are very scared and really don't want to pull the trigger on buying a house, so they want to see 24 houses, even though the first 23 houses had everything that they wanted. So I just try to guide them. I say, hey, you said you wanted 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a finished basement, two-car garage, and a fenced-in backyard. This house has it. What else are you looking for? I think if you want it, especially with the way the market changes, you don't put a bid on it, you don't get the house. Somebody else will bid on it and get it. You can't really sleep on it. So I kind of in the relationship building, as I'm talking to them before we even look at houses, I try to figure out what they want. I get to know them as a person, and then on the first few houses, I see what lights up their eyes, and that's my job as a realtor, to feel and understand what my clients' desires are. So
So, when you went back to started taking schooling and you went and learned all these different things, how to beat loans and how to do all this other stuff, did that help you in the long run?
absolutely. There's a lot of agents, and I'm not taking anything away from any other agent or their ability to be a good agent, but having a background in title and mortgage, it definitely helps me with my clients with getting everything over in a timely fashion, because I already know what the lenders are looking for. I already know what the title company is going to need. So I'm kind of uh, coaching my buyers on the what's needed even before the loan offers are asked. Make sure you get your bank statements. Make sure you have your pay stubs. They're going to need this, this, and this, and then I send them off to the lender. So I just try to educate them, and I definitely think that my background helps, gives me a little bit a different edge on the average realtor.
So how does it work exactly? Do you like how do you like sell a house? Do people like get a hold of you somehow? Get like you build relationships with people? How does that work to all together? Just
A lot of my clients are referrals from previous sales. I do a lot of first time home buyer workshops where I educate, because knowledge is power. And I do my classes for free. I don't charge for that education piece. And when I'm in the first time home buyer classes, I again build relationships with people. They trust me, and I let them know, hey, I'm here if you have questions. You don't have to buy a house today, but if you have questions or need help on staying on the straight and narrow until you get to the point where you can buy, maybe they need to fix credit or something, I'm there. I'm just a phone call away. Hey, Leslie, I did this, should I do this, or whatever the question is, I'm there for them. They can call me, they can text me, they can text me any time of the day. I might not answer till the morning, but I let myself be available to them. pretty much around the clock.
Nice. So what would you say for like the people that are first time buyers? What should they look into right away before they even get started?
Savings, save some money. Um, Save some money and make sure you're paying your bills on time. The main thing that I've seen people they'll have okay credit, but they'll have their credit cards kind of close to the max. Don't use your credit over 40% of the credit limit. So if you got $1,000 credit limit, don't spend more than $400 and make your monthly payments on time. And if you could pay them down, to less than 40%, that's even better. That's what's going to bump up that score. Also, put in money in savings. If you want to buy a house, you're going to need money. You're going to need down payment. Although there are down payment assistance programs to help with first time home buyers, you still want to have some money in the bank, because when you buy a house, you want to get new furniture. You want to buy all the fun stuff of owning a home, paint and everything. So savings and credit, just make sure you're putting those as priorities before you decide that you want to buy a house.
And then, yeah, since we're on there, where should the people's credit score, should it be like realistically? If they're gonna try to get a loan approved and everything, where does it need to be?
I would say 620, 630 is a really good area to get a decent rate. I do have lenders that I work with a 580 credit score, but your interest rate is going to be higher. So I would say in the, 620, 630, yeah, is a good number.
And
And check it all the time. Like you can get a free credit report every year. Check your credit. A lot of people are afraid to look at it. Look at it and start working on it.
and now, how does it work with the loans too for people that are interested? Does it go by your credit score, or how does that, work exactly? Do you get like a does the bank give you 100,000, or do you which you're depending on your score, that's how it determines your loan?
Well, the score plays a part in it, but there's also the debt to income ratio. So if you have a good credit score, but you only make enough money to really pay what you have, then the bank is not going to lend you the money. So you want to make sure that your debt is low and your income is higher. So how you figure that, the number usually, I think it's 45%. So you want to take your debt and divide that by your income. And if you're in that 45% range, you're probably in the range that you could buy a house. You don't want to be higher than that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
to getting that loan, you got to have your debt under control and you want to have the income.
and I think that's what a lot of people. I mean, what would you say? Here's another question I should say. What would you prefer for people that are first getting out of high school? I mean, times are changing and everything, but I always asked. I told myself I should have did this when I first got out of high school. I should have when I got the house first, and then worried about the car second. How do you feel about that?
Um, I think that you're always going to need a place to live. I think that a lot of people focus on getting this nice car and driving down the street looking fly or whatever. But if you got a nice car and no place to live, it really doesn't make sense. You're going to live out of that car, and the value of a house always has value. There's always equity that you're building every time you make a payment. You buy a car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it the value goes down. So it's not a better investment in my opinion. And again, that's only my opinion. I really believe that you should invest in a house. You can do so much with a house. A first time home buyer could buy a two-family house, rent out one unit and live in the other unit, and that tenant is going to pay your mortgage. So now you can have the money to go buy a car or pay a car note. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, perfect sense, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like honestly that should be like a class that should be offered to like seniors in high school.
Hmm.
How to manage your funds and what to do when it comes to graduation, or because I don't think a lot of people are going to go straight to college,
Right.
because that's kind of fading out. I hate to say that, but it is kind of fading out. People are kind of starting to see the white lines, but nothing wrong with education.
It's listen. I have 5 kids, and three of them have not gone to college, but they're doing very well. They went to trade schools. Not that that's a bad thing, and they don't have as much debt as a university, But I'm not against education. Education, knowledge is power. You got to do what's best for you.
And honestly, what we're saying with trade schools is it actually works better in the long run.
Hmm.
Instead of, I mean, because a lot of times what happens is you rush into going to college, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but this is some people where you feel like you have to go to college,
Hmm.
and then you decide to major in something that you, in the long run, don't use at all. I know a lot of people that have degrees and got their diplomas and all this stuff, and it's still sitting there on the shelf looking pretty. And
And they
they
got
use it,
all that. They
they did
can't.
something. Yeah, they had to pay all that off, and all they could say is like, "Yeah, I enjoyed the experience being in college,"
Right.
but the debt that came with it is like. But
Right.
like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with education. If you know what you want to do, what you're after, go for it.
Do
But
it.
the trade school, like she said, it's always there too. You can learn these different skills and master them, and then still do pretty well in in the work field. You
Mhm.
don't need to go to college just to have like a the big salary. You go to trade schools, man. It works.
Exactly.
Nobody else is gonna tell you that, so you're getting this here firsthand. For free, for free. Actually, let's go back a little bit since this is your story. We're
Okay.
gonna go back to your high school years just a little bit.
Oh
So
no.
when so when you were in high school, that
Mhm.
freshman year, did you know that you wanted to be a realtor?
No. In high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, uh, I actually wanted to just have fun. I hated school. So no, freshman, sophomore, junior, I didn't. I hated school.
Really?
I did.
So what else what was going on? You just weren't feeling it then or
Um, I'm an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. Like I
Mhm.
can talk and be in a room with people and talk if I have a purpose. But I just don't go around and hey, I'm Leslie. I wish I could, but I don't. And I was the same way in high school. Like I didn't have a lot of friends, and I kind of was to myself, so I didn't necessarily enjoy being there. And
No,
I went to beauty school, and so I was only at school a half a day. I wanted to be a hairstylist, so
I could see it.
I know I've been all over the place.
You've been in you were a realtor, you started when you were like 3 years old. You're only in your 20s right now. You still got a long life ahead of you.
Oh, that was so sweet of you. No, I'm double that plus some.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's working.
Thank
I wanna know the secret.
you. That's what's keeping me young, selling real estate.
Yeah, yeah, you still look like you're in your 20s.
Well, thank you. You know what? I'm going to tell you. I for so long I lied about my age. I stayed 35 for probably I'm gonna say 10, 15 years. I'm 50. So
Really?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see it.
Thank you.
Show your ID. Oh, approve.
Yep.
So you went to beauty school
Yeah.
and you just didn't feel it right away? You just like, I like it, but at the same time, I'm
I loved beauty school. I loved
okay.
beauty school. But when you're in high school, you got bullies, and bullying is very real.
Yeah.
So I had some bullies in school, and so I ended up getting into a fight and got arrested for fighting, and then I got kicked out of beauty school. So I didn't finish.
Really? Oh man, was it? Did they just like you had like you cut their hair wrong or something?
It was actually other students that were bullying me. You have I want to call it jealousy. I
Mhm.
think I was pretty good at doing hair, and so you have people that weren't happy that clients wanted to see me versus them, and or however it went. I had bullies, and they bullied me, and so it stopped my plans on being a hairstylist or opening my own salon. So when I left beauty school, I left high school altogether. At 20, I went back, got my GED, and started, to do more with my life than just kind of fading away. And so the story of that is you can still be something even if you think that you're not, like even when the odds were against me on being something um respectful. A lot of people kind of threw in the towel on me, but I went back and got my GED, got my real estate license shortly after. I had
Yeah,
a baby, and I just didn't look back, didn't stop. Only person that doesn't finish the race is the one that stops running, right?
yeah. You can either let what who's it? Les Brown said, you can either let life beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently, or you can get back up and
Yeah,
do something about it. And that's what you did exactly. Now you're at the top of the game,
I'm trying.
running, selling everybody's houses for them. You're running the show.
I'm trying. I'm
Meanwhile,
all about manifestation. Like this new era in my life is I've been doing a lot of meditation, focusing on manifestation, the Nikola Tesla methods, and I just focus on it. And as I'm focusing on all the positive things are happening, and I see it in my real estate business, like and in my life, like all around. Like when you think positive and you act positive and you treat people with a positive attitude, you get the same. You just surround yourself with that.
yeah, I just try to stick to God's plan too. When I'm in that thought, I think a lot of times we get kind of confused in the manifestation and all that stuff. We got to be careful.
Yeah,
Although I don't want to get too religious about it, but it is written
yeah,
that whatever we think will actually play out,
yeah.
whether it's good or rather it's bad. We have control of that. Thank you, but
I don't take anything away from God, from Jesus Christ, my Savior. They have God is the center of my life, and I believe that He showed me where I was falling short.
yeah.
Absolutely,
But what
nothing.
I love,
Hmm?
what I'll say. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk over you, but I like to say, even when we thought the cards were down, we thought we were out of the game completely. God was sitting there saying, "Are you finished yet? Because I'm ready to show you what I got for you right now.
Right,
If you're willing to take my hand, I can show you this plan that I got for you, so you can understand." I
for
like how
sure.
that kind of rhymed.
Now you rapping, uh,
Weird.
for sure.
Hitting
He
the freestyle.
to do it for ourselves since we think that we can, and then when we can't do it, when we have nobody else to turn to, that's when he says, okay, now you're gonna let me lead you.
Yeah, and that's what I love about Jesus Christ is he's always there with his hand outstretched, saying, "Come on, I
Come on.
got you. Let's go. You
That's it.
ready? Don't. What are you pounding around for? Why you begging me? I've been waiting for you all along. I'm just waiting for you to respond to my call. Like, okay, 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 okay. I'm listening."
Right.
And here you are now at the top of the game, selling property in New York, California, Beverly Hills.
Listen, that's my goal, to be nationwide. Like I'm just here locally right now, but one day, one day.
So, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that. Where are you covering right now? If somebody wants to get in touch with you, where do they get a hold of you at?
So the areas that I cover is Cuyahoga County, Lake County, Geauga County, Medina County, Summit County. As far as getting in touch with me, you can find me. You can Google me, Leslie Moten. My name is right at the bottom there, LesliemOtton. You can call me 216-804-9841. You could find me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, like I met you. Just at Leslie Moten. I mean, That's all. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's just me. Just Leslie Moten.
Leslie Mo.
Yep.
I just see you like I see you on billboards. I see like the number on the. Are
Oh,
you on billboard? You do advertise?
I don't have a billboard, but it's in the works. I mean, I'm planning on it one day. Once all the funding is there for it. But I do have friends that are on billboards down in Mississippi, and it's just a dream to do something that big one day.
I definitely see it. I see you up there. Be
Hey,
driving on the interstate, like, oh, there it is. I'm
say
for her.
it. Say it.
Maybe I'll be on that billboard too. I'll be out. Tell me your story.
Absolutely.
Have my feet propped up on a desk.
You'll be on one side and I'll be on the other side of it.
That'd be awesome. It's gonna happen. Yeah, you'll see it. Like, okay, just picture this. Whoever's listening to this right now or watching, you're gonna be driving down a route and you're gonna see a billboard. She's gonna be on the front of it, and it's gonna say, "I'm gonna buy you." It's gonna say, "Need an agent? Need a house? Boom, call Leslie." And
Yeah.
then as you're coming back later on, you're gonna see a billboard that says my stuff on it. Tell me your story.
Tell me your story. It all started here.
You'll see. Depending on who's listening to this right now, it could either be right now in the present as you're driving in your vehicle, or maybe in the future. This video might be 2 years old, but you'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see. Okay, if you weren't in real estate, I probably already know the answer here, but what else would you be doing?
I will be singing. I will be having major concerts like Beyonce.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Can you
not
think?
big. Not maybe not as big as Beyonce. Maybe Tamia.
No, bigger. Bigger.
Bigger? No, I don't. I think that too much fame is drama. I don't want drama. I just want a little bit of sing for a couple of people, touch a couple of spirits,
I
maybe to
think
understand.
it probably depends on how you handle the fame.
I don't like people in my business. I told you I'm an introvert. So
Yeah. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you don't have to put all your business out there. I know some people like to share their stuff all over Facebook. Like, you don't need to tell your everyday life. Like, calm down a little bit.
right. Who cares what you ate today?
Like, remember when that first came out? That's what people were doing left and right. Like, look, this is what I'm having for supper. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Cool. Nice. Nice.
Listen, I did it too because you didn't really understand what
Now
social
you were just
media
following it.
was. So you're like, oh, they posted a sandwich. Let me post a sandwich. But as you're learning what social media is crazy, you don't have to put all your business out there. Just enough for people to know who you are. If you're a realtor, if you look at any of my pages, you'll see that is really about real estate. That's what I do. Or I might post, my kids or something every now and then. Because I'm a real person. I want people to know I'm a real person.
Yeah,
I'm an earth person. I'm a cool person.
she's real. She's real.
Yeah.
You get poker. She's real.
Oh,
real.
I'm real.
She's here. She's flexing. Watch out. Watch out. So you said you can sing. Can you do it off the rip?
can I sing off the rip?
Yeah.
I can.
Let's
I'm not
hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear something easy.
something easy.
Yeah, something that you could just sing with your vocals. Just
Why would you put me on the spot like that? Okay. When I had you, I treated you bad, wrong, my dear. Okay, there we go.
I wish I could have just pulled out a bass right now. You start strumming away.
I used to sing with my best friend. We used to be a little group here in Cleveland, and um, we sang secular music, and we sang at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We opened up for Motown, the
What?
Drifters.
You're big.
We did some stuff.
Big.
The name of our group was Elder J. We had background dancers, and we thought we were doing the doggone thing. And then she got married, I got married, we had kids, and then we didn't separate. We just kind of detoured from secular music, talking about I want your man, or you want my man, or whatever we were talking about. And then we started singing gospel music, and we traveled around. No, we actually did really good. We went good. Our music was really blessed, and we traveled around the northeast part of the country. We were on Sing Station, which was aired on Fox, and but then we had more kids, and it kind of
More responsibilities.
we couldn't travel as much and get studio time and stuff. So kind of put the music on the back burner to be mom, and just didn't do it anymore.
How many people know that you sold their houses, that you actually were a singer at one point?
How many people know that?
Yeah.
I don't really talk about it.
Really?
I don't.
I feel like you like now. I kind of feel like I can like picture you showing off a house and you'd be singing along, like doing it in vocals, like you're just singing, like "Come on into this room."
That would be funny. I don't really. No, not too much anymore.
No, you don't be dancing. I could definitely see it. I could see you singing and dancing.
The singing realtor.
Yeah, you just be doing the moonwalk into the next room.
Hey, I know how to moonwalk too.
But I'm not. I can totally see it though. You got a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
But yeah, maybe do that the next time you do another house,
Do
because
another.
you become big right off of that. Be like, man, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I was trying to buy this house, and this girl started singing. I'm glad that I hired her because she has a beautiful voice.
That would be cool. Or they could say, I don't know, she crazy. You just start singing out the blue.
No, that shows people you're just feeling yourself. You're in your soul. You're feeling good,
Okay.
and like you said, you're being real. You're being you.
Yeah, that's true.
You're comfortable. I got to do that work that works with me, and he sings all the time.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, do your thing. Everybody was kind of against it at first, but people adjust to it over time. Like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You're working them long hours, and to have somebody open up like that and start singing, and you start, it's a positive vibe right away. You're like, I like this.
Yeah.
The spirits are lifted.
It could. I mean, something to think about.
And then on top of that, you know how to do hair.
A jack of all trades.
Like,
I do
what
all.
is next?
What'd you say?
So, what is next? What else do we not know about you? What else? What
Hmm.
other trade do you have?
I can cook. I'm a great cook. I love to cook.
Okay. Microwave meals don't count. I'm just
Listen,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
it's a microwave on day two. You put it in the microwave on day two.
Oh, leftovers. I like leftovers. Okay, not a bowl of cereal though. I know. Come on now. Come on. What's your favorite dish, I should say? What can you throw down in the kitchen that you think Chef Ramsay would eat?
Well, last night I made homemade chicken noodle soup because it's starting to get cold here in Cleveland. So I made homemade chicken noodle soup from scratch, and everybody loved it. I mean, I wish I'm home alone, but I wish somebody was here to vouch for my chicken noodle soup. But I did get text messages from my sister like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." My daughter's like, "Mommy, this soup is so good." So
Somebody jumps in the stream right now. That was good. It was good. It's good. It was beyond good, Chris. You wouldn't believe it. Like, how do you know my name?
right. But nobody's here to say it. So next time.
I can hear them. They're saying, yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. Very good. You got any more? Yeah. Chicken noodle soup does sound really good. Would it be because we're both in the heart of America right now?
Hmm.
And although the weather, it was a little bit warmer today. The last couple of days, it's been in the 60s.
Yes.
And we're used to that around here. It's been getting down to like the 40s.
Oh, at night. Oh yeah, at night in the 40s. It's
Then
cold.
you're sitting there thinking to yourself, do I turn on the heat? Do I keep it off? Do I keep it turn it on?
Right. Yeah, well, we turned it on. We just to knock the chill off. So yeah.
I did it too. I did it too. And then my wife is like, turn it off.
Right. We don't want all those gas bills yet. Like we just get
Yeah,
the AC bill. It's Cleveland.
that's it. Well, with Ohio, man, people if you're from a different state, is right now currently in Ohio, we get really bad bipolar weather. I mean, we're talking about it being cold, but yet I still got my air conditioners in the window right now.
Hmm.
And that's because honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be cold tomorrow or if it's gonna be hot the next day. Who knows? It could be like honestly, perfect example. It could be 62 today, and then tomorrow it could be 98 for all I know. That's just how it is around here. It's crazy.
Gotta have your flip flops and your Uggs like at the same time because you never know what you're gonna get in Cleveland. Like it's so temperamental here on the weather.
Believe it or not, when I was younger, when I was actually in high school, I used to wear sweats, but underneath it, I used to have the basketball shorts just in case I'd be ready every time.
You got to.
Oh, we got a little deep too.
You know what?
uh, what would you? Okay, are you even allowed to talk about that? What would you say is the biggest house you've sold so far in your career?
Um, you mean price
Yeah,
wise? Square
yeah,
foot.
price wise.
So the most expensive house I sold was 219. It was a two family. Um, it was an investor property. It wasn't a first time home buyer. Um, it was it was amazing because I had most of my buyers are in the 150 range. As a first time home buyer, and I like that range so that you don't get overwhelmed with the mortgage payment and then 3 years later you're in foreclosure. So I really try to keep my buyers below their max budget. But yeah, that's the highest, 219. It was a nice house. He rehabbed it. It looked beautiful, resold. So
Okay, and from the Cleveland area, have you been in business with any of the local celebrities out there, or not quite yet?
that's goals. Hey, all you local celebrities in Cleveland, if you're watching, call me Leslie Moten. I'm your favorite realtor.
She can sing, she can do your hair. Oh, if I had a little bit more hair, I'd have her help me out, but
I could work with that. Some finger waves.
it's growing, it's working right now. Used to be longer, guys. It used to be longer. It's coming back. I'm not bald anymore. I'm not a make a wish. I'm sorry.
Look, look, looks good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought you said listen, listen.
No, looks good.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
Don't
welcome.
need no hat. I feel good. All right. As we begin to wrap this up, I can't believe I've already been on here for 40 minutes almost.
Oh wow, time
I,
flies when you're having fun.
I know we're having a good old time on here, but sadly they're calling for me. They're saying you got to wrap it up, man.
Okay.
I'm We got to have her on again sometime because obviously she's going to be a big time, big deal. I mean, it's already happening as we speak.
Yes.
You got that billboard. She's going to be singing. She's going to be dancing. Be doing hairs. I mean, I could keep listing it off and off.
Yes.
But I mean, let's wrap this up and let's go with let's end this with like three random questions,
Okay.
completely off topic.
Okay.
The first two questions I'll ask, and then I'll let you answer. You ask me a question to end it.
Okay.
So the very first question: if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yes. My alter ego is Puerto Rican.
I could say it.
I'm not, but my alter ego is.
Yeah, I could say it,
Hmm.
especially when you were singing. Wait, let's play it. Is there any reason why just you want to go to Puerto Rico?
I just love the culture, or any place with the Spanish culture, Venezuela, wherever. I mean, I just like Puerto Rico because it's still part of the U.S. But I don't know, any place. I love Spanish. Like the language is beautiful, the culture is beautiful.
I love the music
The
and the
music is
food. I
beautiful.
mean, the family down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand. I get it. I don't know if a lot of people, other people, understand. But Puerto Rico, man, is like you wanna. If you can get into the culture down there, it's awesome.
Mhm.
Family is important down there. It's very huge down there. I mean, really, if you go down there, you probably won't want to leave because that's how awesome it is.
I would.
Plus, you get into the music, like I was saying too. I mean, there's you. A lot of people ask me, where's the soul at in music nowadays? And I'm like, well, if you listen to like Hispanic music, it's really there. Puerto Rican music, people that live that are from the, I should say, from the islands. That's what they say, the islanders.
Mhm.
Is they really get into it, man, and
Mhm.
you can hear it, and it's like,
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
all right. For question number two, awesome answer for the first one.
Thank you.
Question number two: if you could have any car, what would it be? What are you driving?
I'm pretty simple. It will probably be like a black convertible, black on black BMW. I don't know if you would say that's simple, but that's my dream car. Like I could just see my hair blowing in the wind with the top down and a
Yeah,
convertible.
singing. Got the radio blast, and you're singing away.
Singing in my
Yeah,
car. We'll show my next house.
I definitely see it. Definitely see it. Okay, I got one more question. I
Oh,
know I only said two, but I
okay.
had another one just pop in my head.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
It'd be my mom. She passed away in August 2 years ago, and I would have dinner with her.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Okay. My question for you is what made you start your podcast or blog or I'm not sure what you call this.
That's a podcast. I mean, it could be anything. But keep it short. I mean, it's a long. When I first got out of high school, I started traveling. I started going places and meeting people from all different walks of life. And I found out at an early age that I actually had a gift where I could just talk to anybody, and it seemed like everybody I talked to on the go, they seemed to really open up to me and share like their whole life story to me. And I never quite understood it or appreciated it until like later on, until somebody like noticed it and said, "Chris, do you ever realize that people really seem to open up to you and kind of just share their whole life to you, as like if I knew the person my entire life or something, or they knew me their entire life." And I was like, I never looked at it that way, but once he said it to me, I started to really understand. Like, you're right. I do get a lot of people's stories that you know most people would never hear. People are just that comfortable, and I'm not even trying to brag. I'm being honest. Where people just tend to open up to me, and they share everything from childhood all the way up to where they are in life and how they got there, or something like really tragic they went through, and they share that with me. And then they'll actually admit to me, like, I don't know how you did it, but I never said that to anybody, and I actually feel much better about it. And it was because of that, that is part of it. As I was hearing so many people's stories just about their life, and I started thinking to myself, like, I wish I would have had that recorded or written that down because, after sharing some of that, but whoever I was telling about the next time, it blew my mind. And I started thinking more and more about it as just it kept happening and happening. And I was like, I don't really see any platforms out here that are actually being real, where you can actually see the real person. And how many people, like, how many platforms can you come on and actually be yourself? have to act like somebody else. But
Right.
you can actually be yourself and share yourself to the world and not be judged for it.
Right.
And that's why I created this. That's why I created this. Like, tell me your story. It'd be a perfect because that's what it's about. You're sharing your story to the world.
Right.
And this is an opening for anybody else. I'd say this is not just a podcast for the famous people or celebrities like that you would see on like night shows and stuff like that. This is for everybody that is watching or listening right now.
Mm.
If you want to share your stories to the world, feel free to message me. I'm on LinkedIn, Chris Baker Jr. You'll see my goofy picture, or you'll see me on Facebook, another goofy picture. I will message you if you reach out to me. I'll reach out to you, and you'll be just like her. You'll be on here talking, and I'll be talking to you, and we'll be sharing it to the world. But now to get to the bigger picture about this, as I started seeing this, as I started doing this more, I started thinking like how you said, because your mom had passed away,
Mm.
and I started thinking more about that. Your children are somebody in your grandkids in the future when it comes to it, if it hasn't already. I started thinking more about that. I was like, well, it'd be nice 20 years from now to have your information out here, and somebody in your family tree wants to get to know about you or somebody else,
Mm.
and this is how they can get a hold of you. They get
Mm.
to learn firsthand, like, hey, she was a realtor, and she wasn't, as big as she wanted to be at first, but she grew to the heights that she wanted to, and she believed in herself.
Mm.
And just by seeing this show here today, it gives them that motivation to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
I know I got deep there, but that's the reason why.
And you're easy to talk to too. It was great talking with you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, any other questions?
No,
Is that it?
I guess that's it. I have to come back and tell you some more other stuff about my life on another day.
Be a part two. I promise you, everybody, she will be back for a part two. And she's already famous as we speak. She's already walking Hollywood. She's in movies.
Yes, say that.
Saying, oh, oh, what was the new guy say? Proclaim it, Chris. Proclaim it. Manifest it. Let it go. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there you guys go. There you go.
I,
This is this is it right here. She's receiving it. It's happening.
yeah.
But I'll glory to Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll glory to Jesus Christ. His plan.
Yep.
But other than that, I just want to simply say once again, thank you for being on here and telling your story and sharing it. And I look forward to the next time you come on and talk about all the accomplishments and everything that you did from this show
Absolutely. Thank you.
moving forward.
We appreciate you inviting me here. I've enjoyed it myself, and I look forward to seeing you on billboards as well.
Flex.
Yeah.
Other than that, everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this is your host, Chris Baker. Go buy yourself a house. This is who you need to buy a house from. Other than that, peace out.